All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special stream. This is, as you can see, not our usual weekend stream, and we are not playing a game that was picked by a random number generator, but rather a game that has been requested many times by people on the Way of the Hunter Discord server. They've been asking me, Lanani, are you streaming Way of the Hunter? When are you finally gonna stream Way of the Hunter? I know you're streaming. When Way of the Hunter? Well, guys, I'm on vacation, so I actually have some time to do some streams out of the usual schedule. And that means today, as well as the rest of the week until Friday. And then most of next week, I'm going to be streaming Way of the Hunter. Hey Tybor, how's it going? So this is also not going to be a first time blind playthrough. I have to check if I updated that correctly on Twitch, because I think I still have my old first time blind playthrough stuff in there, which this is very definitely not. Yeah, I need to remove some tags here. This is very definitely not a blind playthrough, because I have about 2,000 hours in this game. I'm not even joking. 2,000 hours in this game. But as you can see, we cannot select free hunt or multiplayer, so we are on a fresh save file. And what we're going to do today, and for the next couple of days, because this is going to take a while, is we are going to do a full playthrough. Oh, is that driving simulator? Yeah, bring Devin in here. I want to show him something. No, what we're going to do is we're going to play this game from start to the latest map. We're going to do all the missions. The important thing to note here is that we're going to do story missions, cabin missions, and campsite missions, except for Surf's Up when we get to Aurora Shores, and I'm going to explain why. Because that mission is honestly, we're not going to do that. I am going to have to check one thing before we start, and that is I have to make sure that I actually have all the DLCs activated. I do. Okay. We're going to play with all the DLCs, but I'm also going to give some tips for people who are playing without them. If you have any questions about how the game works, feel free to ask them, and I will try to answer them as best as I could. I've done a lot of testing with this game, so there's a lot of things that I've just figured out over 2,000 hours of playing. If you have any questions about upcoming content, don't even ask them, because I'm not allowed to tell, and I don't want to lose my job. So that's not going to happen. Anyway, we are going to jump right into it. First map, Nez Perce Valley, and my patience wasn't enough for hunting. Yeah, this is also the slower one of the hunting games. Like, if you want a fast-paced hunting games, you gotta go to Call of the Wild. If you want a slower one, this is for you. Anyway, let's get started. This one, for those of you who are new to the game, is a nice little wizard. If you have never hunted in real life, I do encourage you to ask those questions, so yeah. We go with yes. Do you expect to spot and successfully hunt a lot of animals in a short period of time? I should probably click yes because I'm streaming, but we're going with no because I know this game. Do you know what separates a rifle and a shotgun's effectiveness for different types of game? Yes. Like, if you're trying to shoot anything with a shotgun over 50 meters, you're going to be in trouble. Can you handle the animals with the highest senses that require extra stealthy and careful approach? Probably not. Adventurer, awesome. This is the default difficulty. This is the one that I usually play on, that I've been playing on for 2,000 hours. So we're gonna pick this. But you can also go higher. These basically, or lower, these basically change the animal senses. 3 times no for me. Yeah, so these usually change the animal senses, but also, for example, in this one, blood trails are highlighted with glowing cones. All animal bodies are highlighted with glowing cones. You have an extended photo mode. Like, if you cannot shoot animals on Hiker, you're doing something very, very wrong. Hunter is the one with the highest senses, where you can still use the little in-game gadget called Hunter Sense, which helps you a lot. We're gonna explain that when we get there. Ranger disables Hunter Sense and is otherwise exactly like Hunter, except no Hunter Sense and a very, very short photo mode drone. I would not recommend Ranger, to be honest, unless you really like punishing yourself. Fayin, if you're watching this, I know this is you. Yeah, Sidisha, you would be on Hiker, I think. But yeah, I'm going with Adventurer. That's the one I always go with. If you are a real-life hunter, I would say pick Hunter. And if you say you really hate the Hunter sense and you don't ever want to have it, go to Ranger. But usually Adventurer or Hunter are the easiest ones to start with. Unless you don't know anything about shooting stuff, then you go to Hiker. Let's go. I'm going to try not to talk over the cutscenes, of which there are quite a few. But you can skip most of the dialogues with the enter button, by the way. That's something a lot of people don't know, but you can actually skip dialogues in this game. And you get like nice little loading screen hints, which is nice. Now, I'm not actually sure if deleting my save files also deleted my settings files, so we might have to change a few things when we get in here. We'll see.
Elliot Little speaking.
Hey, Grandpa. I'm getting closer to the lodge. Your phone magically erased all the contacts again?
River. Nurse Ellen was helping me with it, but she said she doesn't know how these old-fashioned phones work.
I'll help you with it when you return.
Oh, I'm so grateful you decided to help me with the Bear Den Ranch. Competition is growing every day.
Ethically hunted meat with government inspection? Sounds like a pretty niche market.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. But the demand is rising every day. And with the hoax about the disease spreading...
What? I can't hear you.
River, can you hear me better now?
Yep, way better.
The service in the valley is really bad, so I'll make it quick. I've sent you a package a day ago, but I'm not sure when it will arrive. Just make yourself at home and maybe greet your old friend Echo. You know, it's been a while.
Oh God, I forgot about her. How long has it been?
10 years. I hope you didn't forget the keys.
Oh God, I did. What should I do?
Don't worry. The spare is in the usual spot.
My favorite weapon for hunting in that game was the car.
I'll call you later. And be nice to the nurses.
Tell them to be nice to me. I'm always a gentleman. And kiddo, or I guess I should start calling you River now. Welcome to the Nez Perce Valley.
Now, I'm pretty sure that every single person who has played this game has hit at least one badger, pheasant, or duck with a car. It's just unavoidable. You're gonna have some roadkill somewhere along the way. That's just how these things go. Alright, so here we are, fresh on Nez Perce Valley. Let me actually see if I can bring up my objectives. Yeah, usually I'm going to toggle that window off because I like to hunt without it. If you are new to this game, do read those tutorial messages. You don't need to press tab for more info because that would just take you to the encyclopedia, which can be a bit overwhelming at first. But do at least read the messages because they are really helpful. Especially if you don't know this game. So we're gonna pick up the key in the mailbox, and yeah, I can see it saved my settings. If you're starting this game completely fresh, you will probably have to change a few gameplay settings. So first of all, you can change whether you want to use 24 hours or 12 hours, metric or imperial, all of that. I'm gonna be using metric because I'm European. I always turn off the data analytics. Head bobbing, we are going to turn that all the way down to 0. Thank you very much. I don't want that. Oh. No. Down to 0. Field of view is going to be set to, I think, 70 at the start, which not only changes your field of view, but also makes you feel like you're walking super slow. I know some people actually like this walking speed, but personally, I can't hunt like this. So we are changing that right back to around 100. 100 to 105 is my personal sweet spot. But yeah, if you are one of those people who thinks that the walking speed in-game is too fast, change your FOV. It will do wonders. Also, we have the binoculars arcade mode. This will allow us to zoom our binoculars in and out. I always disable the HUD crosshair because I just don't like it, but I do leave everything else on. I always set these to toggle because that way we can just hit the button for sprinting, and then we are sprinting until we press it again instead of having to hold it. So that's really nice. And run toggle auto, what this basically means is that if you go from running to crouching or something like this, you will automatically still be sprinting even though you changed your movement speed. So if, for example, you toggle sprinting on and then you start crouching, you will automatically be crouch sprinting and instead of having to press sprint again when you go to crouching. So those are the most important ones that I always change. Screen processing effects, these effects, this vignette that you see when you turn on Hunter Sense, a lot of people really don't like that. So I would recommend you turn that off if that annoys you. Or you can turn it half visible if you want. I recommend leaving all of these on, and if you do find that something bothers you, you can always turn it off. And one last change that I do recommend when you start out is change the need zone highlight, because by default it uses yellow, which as you can already see, we have a whole bunch of yellow grass here. So imagine how nice it is to find a need zone, highlight it in yellow, on yellow grass. It isn't. It really isn't. So I generally recommend you go to accessibility and you just change that to, oh, not the blood color. No, wait, was it Hunter Sense or accessibility? It was accessibility, right? Blood color, hot damage indicator. Blood color is default. Interactive zones, here we go. Change that to either blue or, no, cyan or magenta. Those are the best ones. I like to go with magenta, so I got nice pink highlight because there's very few spots in the game where you have actual pink environments. So that helps a lot. Anyway, let's pick up our key.
Thank God we have a trustworthy mailman.
Let's go into our lodge. So yeah, this book we're actually gonna have to pick up later. I think I translated this at one point. It means saltwater fish or freshwater fish or something like that. It's a book of cataloging fish.
The basement's still locked. Been a mystery since 2002.
All right, Grandpa's old rifle. Let's go. This is a tier 5 rifle, which means there's very few animals in the game that you can actually reliably use this for. Unfortunately, it's the only lever action gun, so if you want the lever action perks, you will have to use this gun a lot. Oh, and we wanted to attach a scope. Yeah, let's go. Reach the northwest balcony on the 2nd floor. That would be this one. We're not going to interact with any of these stands yet because we don't have anything to taxidermy. I'm sure we'll find at least 1 or 2 animals that we can taxidermy. Binoculars. Character inventory. They are on 4. Okay. Yeah, go. Bring that up. And so yeah, this is the zoomable binoculars. This is what the arcade mode does. If you turn arcade mode off, it's always at maximum zoom.
See you soon, Echo.
Now the map that we have to interact with, there's one of these in every lodge and every cabin. So it's always advised to go to the lodges and cabins first, because right now, as you can see, we have no information on our map, even though we have no filters. So right now this map is fairly useless. All we can see is the location of the 4 cabins. But as soon as we interact with this,
You've discovered Nez Perce Valley grassland habitat. Open country for beginners and seasoned veterans alike. The meadows serve as prime feeding areas for both pheasants and badgers. Undisturbed grasslands with tall grass have the potential to hold a lot of small but also some bigger game.
so now that we have interacted with that and we go back to the map, you can see it has highlighted the borders of all the grasslands areas for us. And it has highlighted a few of these points of interest. These are going to be either campsites in the area or important points of interest. I think this one of them is, for example, this one is a hunting stand, if I'm not mistaken. This one is a sightseeing thing, and this one is a campsite, if I'm not entirely mistaken, and so is this. This is another hunting stand. So you want to go to every single one of the cabins and unlock these so you actually know where you are and what you're doing. It's especially important because the genetic fitness of an animal is determined by habitat, and we'll get into that when we actually get to animals and fitness. Now there's one last thing that I want to do. I want to go to shop. Okay, most of this is locked. The ammo is still locked. Can I already claim my vehicles? I can. Awesome. So the way it works with DLCs in Way of the Hunter is if you have a DLC, if you got the DLC for free, that means if you didn't pay any money, any real life money, then you will still have to earn the DLC in-game. So for example, these 4 vehicles come from a DLC that doesn't cost any money, but that's why you still have to earn them with in-game currency. Whereas if you paid actual real life money for a vehicle, you can claim it from the shop for free. Now let me actually have a look. I do have these. I do have the DLC for these. So let's see which one we're going to go with. I can't. I can inspect them actually. Yeah. These are the Kawasaki DLCs. It's one of the newer DLCs. I think we're gonna go with one of these, either the red one or the turquoise one. Let's go with the metallic turquoise one. Let's claim that. Let's actually claim all of them, but we're gonna use the turquoise one. If you don't have that, just use whichever one of these existing ones you have. You start out with these 3, regardless of what DLCs you have. If you also have the DLC that came as a pre-order or with the map pack 1, the Hunters pack, then you will also have the Warpaint one. But these vehicles are really slow. So I do not like using these, especially when they go to, when you go uphill with these, you're going to struggle. So that's where the UTVs really come in handy, whether it's the Kawasaki or the Vega ones. We are also going to see what we can claim from the shop here. Okay, we're gonna claim all of these so we can have a better loadout soon. These are all from the weapon pack DLCs, and this one is from the pre-order. So if you have any of the pre-order shotguns available, then I strongly recommend that you pick up at least one of these. Otherwise, a shotgun will have to be your first investment after the tutorial ends. We're just gonna claim everything that's free stuff. Oh, we actually get a free crossbow slide. That is so overpowered. Oh, and the boundaries. Basically, if you have a locked area on the map, a private hunting ground, you can buy the access to it here, but I do not recommend that because you're just gonna be wasting money. There's a much better way to unlock those, and I'll show you how. Alright, let's get into the car. I just tried to press Alt to sprint because I've been playing Skyrim all week. No, we don't want this car. We go to the parking sign, and we pick up this beautiful UTV. Let's go. Now,
It's faster if I take the right turn.
there is a radio in this in these cars, which I'm not going to turn on, but you can turn on the radio with V. There's a couple of stations on every map, and some are exclusive to a specific map. I'm not going to turn them on because some of the songs are blocked for streaming, so I don't want to have to deal with that when I upload. So we're just going to leave it as is. This game, by the way, has no background music, because it is a hunting game. You're supposed to listen for the environment and for the animals.
There's the bridge.
And you can tell that I've played this mission way too many times, just testing things, because I don't even have to look at the map to know where I'm going.
Maybe I remember the road after.
Oh, I've done this way too many times. I've probably played this intro mission like
Leave the car here.
a dozen times at least. We're not trying to hunt anything just yet, so we're just going to run. We're gonna spook some wolves just northwest of here. That's fine. West, northwest. We can live with that. Because I don't want to go hunting wolves right now. But for now, we're gonna have to get up the hill, talk to Echo, and then there's like 3 more missions before we're done with the tutorial. Now, thankfully, most places you're going to need to reach are going to be easily accessible with the car, but sometimes you do have to go on a hike like this. Especially one of the more notorious ones is the, I think, 2nd or 3rd mission for the cabin owner in She-Devil, Felicia Yi. She's going to make you hike up an entire mountain just to collect 3 flowers. This woman is a bit extra. Alright. But the environments are kind of gorgeous. Like, Nez Perce always has a soft spot in my heart because it looks exactly like places that I went to on vacation or places that I want to go to on vacation, so...
Long time no see, my friend.